Alright, where do we leave off? Right. So I arrived at the trailhead of my next hike and realized that I have no way of charging my camera batteries now that I'm on the road. I could go to a nearby library or hang out at the pub, but I found on Google that there's one camera store in the whole Isle of Skye, and turns out, by sheer luck, that I was somehow standing right next to it. At first glance, it really didn't look like a store. It was just a really nice house. Well, turns out that this is a B&B house ran by a lovely couple by the name of Ian and Jackie. Ian used to be a professional photographer and ran his own camera store in Portree, but has long since retired and kept the name Skye Photo Center when he first started the B&B. Silly enough, he hasn't managed to find a way to take the original website down, so that's how it fooled me into thinking that it was a real camera store. But I couldn't have been luckier, because they let me charge my batteries in the house. As I got down from my hike, I got a chance to get to know them. We somehow ended up sharing some small bites and laughs by their beautiful patio. I got to learn about their family, what it's like living in Scotland, and I shared about myself, and all the things that I did in the trip so far. Ian also showed me an amazing postcard that just so happened to be made by their neighbor.
Local artist, the guy next door, who's a very, you should check him out.
Was he the guy that was working on the roof earlier?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, I saw him.
You should check him out. He's fantastic. He's an artist. He does all these collages.
Wow. He suggested that I go over and talk to him when I have a chance. Well, dinner time came, and they welcomed me to stick around. I happily said yes, since that meant I could spend more time with them, and we had an awesome spread of food. Ian had to step out early since he was playing a gig tonight with Jackie's brother at the local pub. I promised I'd stop by if I had a chance. So Jackie and I finished dinner, and I headed over to meet their neighbor Phil. Phil is without a doubt the most talented man that I've ever met. My words won't do justice, but he originally started his collages a long time ago as a way of sending Christmas cards to his friends and family over the holidays. He still makes new ones every year, with each postcard showcasing a building or landscape that he's been to across the UK.
That's the same cottage as this one, but seen from the other side.
Wow.
Yeah, this one's taken from down here looking up the way.
What makes them incredibly special is that each collage is produced by materials and textures they find in nature.
This here is tree bark. This is all done with tree bark. And then just various leaves. Stuff called liverwort, which grows on trees. I was picking it off dead wood on the ground.
Each postcard features bits and pieces that he's collected over the years in this one drawer in his house.
Full of,
Includes all the materials.
all scraps of paper and stuff like that.
The
There's
leaves.
lots of leaves on it, yeah. They will still be arranged from when I was doing that last collage, actually. I think those are the sort of textures of that last Christmas one.
What amazes me the most was the amount of detail that he puts in each and every piece. From all the sheep on the road, to the different textures and colors on the hills, it's all put together in these warm, cozy, and wonderful little cards. I wish I could have stayed forever talking to Phil, but it was getting late, and I'm headed to another sunrise hike tomorrow morning. So I bought one of his prints to take home, and he gave me a couple postcards to keep. Then I headed off on the road again. But before I went to bed, I didn't forget that I had to save a little bit of time to make one last stop to see my new friend rock out at the pub. I didn't get much sleep the night before. I made it up to the top of the hike while it was still dark out, and got to witness the sunrise from the first break of light. just the way that you can see the sunrise colors on the hills, peeking through the sea, on top of the clouds, and into the skies. This turned out to be a big exploring day, as I ended up on back-to-back-to-back hikes. The nature and landscape on the Isle of Skye really is unmatched. The next hike was my favorite of the trip, the Kerrang. It starts out with heavy fog as you're passing through an enchanting, almost fairy tale-like trail. Then once you wander far enough, you can start to see the grand peaks next to you. After journeying along the mountainside from below, you ascend above where nothing but clouds surround your feet. After I got back down, I met up with Phil. I had to cool down from all the hiking, and we went for a quick swim at a secret river near his house. Phil, Jackie, and another one of their neighbors have their own swim club, where they'll meet up almost every day in the summer to swim.
Oh, that is cool. Oh.
Then I made my way back to Jackie and Ian's to hang out. I had to leave shortly after, but this is them convincing each other to somehow make me some food to take on the road.
No, listen, if you're turning it into egg mayonnaise, you should really have a bit of very finely chopped onion.
Oh wow, this is turning into a real...
No, but if you are doing a meal, oh no, it's not making it.
As much as I pushed back on the generosity, they somehow made me a fresh roll of eggs, onions, mayo, and a hot cup of tea. Straight from the farm. This brings us to our last day of the trip. I caught the morning ferry to head to a tiny little isle called Razzie. Ian and Jackie recommended a hike to do here, and you know I can't say no to a good hike. I'm trying to go up there. Made it! Woo! Just got this notification on my watch. Top site ahead. So we made it to the top of Duncan, and it is absolutely beautiful. I mean, this is an amazing last hike to finish off. Of course, thank you so much to Jackie and Ian for recommending this hike to me. They told me how great this would be, and this exceeds those expectations. And what's even more amazing is that off to the distance, that hill a little bit to the right is the Ben Tianavig hike that I did. That's the one that got me to meet Ian and Jackie. Everything in front of me here is the Isle of Skye. Everything behind is the Highlands, and I feel like I'm on the top of the world right now. Through the last 2 days, I've been so lucky to have met Ian, Jackie, and Phil. I knew that I would be leaving today, and I wanted to leave them with a gift to show my appreciation for the kindness that they showed me. Now the only issue is that I was stuck on this tiny little island of Razzie, with only 1 hour left before I have to catch the ferry back. So I set off on a little side quest to get the perfect gifts for everyone. Starting with the flowers, with my handy dandy Google Maps, I searched up flower shop near me. There's gotta be something in the area, right? Well, no, not here. At this point, I thought all hope was lost, but I went to a small little cafe to grab some coffee to clear up my mind. I casually asked the barista if there were any flower shops around. She said there weren't any. But if I go to the nearby garden, there's a chance that I could ask the gardener if they could put something together. So I ran over to the Razzie-walled garden, found the gardener, and managed to convince her to put together 2 bouquets for me. Perfect. Next, I walked back to the direction of the cafe and noticed a small little hut with crafts on the front. There's gotta be something I could use in there, right? Well, yeah. Turns out that this little hut sold all sorts of goods that were all handcrafted by the lovely locals that live on the isle. I got 2 cards and got to work. Then I ran back to the garden, picked up the flowers, quickly got back to my car, and barely made it on the ferry in time. Thinking about this whole day again, it really was a messy rush, but at every corner, it just seemed like the whole world was working in my favor, with all things just coming together. Now it's time to head back to the house.
Just like Ian would say whenever a guest would come, it's showtime.
Ian? Jackie? Hello? Hi. How are you? I got you both a gift.
Oh, they're so beautiful.
Some
very
flowers
kind,
for you
yeah.
both.
Oh, that's so
And
kind.
the card as well.
You
Sorry.
shouldn't have.
No, I feel like I must. And this is the least I can do for both of you.
Basic, no.
Beautiful.
One for Phil actually, and then one for you both. So,
Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Very kind of you.
yeah.
Good gorgeous house today. Is it good?
It was great. It was so beautiful. Mission success. This was honestly the most nervous that I've been in a while, and I'm really glad that it turned out well. I stuck around for the little bit of time that I had left. We shared a tea on the patio one more time, and I said my see you laters. As I got back on the road for the long drive back, I got a chance to reflect on my week in Scotland. There truly is something magical about this place. From the endless landscapes that leave you speechless, to the long and windy roads that fill you with anticipation. And the people. The new friends that I made, and the people that I couldn't include in this video. Each of them welcomed me with so much warmth, and will always have a wee place in my heart. The magic of this place is undeniable, and to this day is still pulling at my heartstrings and willing me back. But I'll leave it at that. My 2-week trip is now coming to an end. After all, I gotta get started at my new job. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.